Hey everybody, it's me Knuckles, and today we're playing a game called The Stanley Parable. And this is a game that Shadow actually played before, but I figured I'd give it a go because, you know, why not?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Good question, what could it mean? Now, I saw Shadow playing this, and he seemed to be playing it kind of wrong, not gonna lie. He kind of did everything the narrator told him not to do. So this time we're gonna play it normal, and, you know, do what we're asked, because, you know, that's just the right thing to do.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, I guess to go on the left then. We'll follow the story. Ooh, what's in here?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer
I was
there.
looking at that slide. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you anymore. Yeah. Or whatever that said. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header, and throw some bevel. Oh. Man, it's too much. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Oh, thanks. I don't look at any of these people because I'm an echidna, but thanks. Man, this is looking like some good graphs. Huh. Charts and slides. Ooh, neat. Well, anyways, let's go on with the story. Hey, broom closet. What's over here?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Alrighty.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, let's go upstairs to the boss's office. Maybe I'll find Sonic or something up here. Or, you know, the owner of Sega. That's basically my boss.
Stepping into his manager's office,
What's the
Stanley
CEO
was
of
once
YouTube?
again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated
That's
this.
some nice paintings.
What dark secret was
That one's a
being
little
held
bit
from
weird
him?
though, but
What he
the other
could
two are
not
nice.
have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Terrible
and
truth.
so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Oh, wonder what it could be.
2845.
2845, you
Stanley
say?
couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Sure, yeah, that's what I
Amazing.
did. I totally
He stepped into the newly opened
narrator.
passageway.
Anyways, let's go through here. I can crouch. Going low to the ground, I'm sneaking. Being a sneaky echidna. And I'm gonna push this button. It's like a Metal Gear game. Just sneak around. Can't jump though. That's a bit sad.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, really?
Stanley
Well, let's
walked
find
straight
out
ahead
why.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
That one says escape. Yeah, I guess I'll go through this one. What's the worst that could happen? Ooh, a button. It's got a light bulb on it. What's on this paper? It's hard to read. Well, anyways.
The lights rose
Oh.
on an enormous room
Oh, what
packed
the
with
heck
television
is all
screens.
of this?
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Horrible secret? What? Why is there gotta be a horrible secret in here? And why does there have to be a secret at all? What the heck? Like, where am I?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their
what
true
is all
nature
of this?
revealed. Each
That's so
bore
bright.
the number of an
what
employee
the
in the
heck?
building. Stanley's co-workers.
Is there a red one?
The lives of so
See all that
many
red text there?
individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley one of them, eternally monitored in
Wait,
this
I'm one of
place
these?
where freedom
That
meant
can't be a
nothing.
possible thing. I'm Knuckles. There's nothing that would be like this happening to me. Would it?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Huh.
No.
That makes you think, doesn't
He
it?
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Yeah,
It was
that couldn't be a thing.
unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even
My life
possible?
wouldn't be in control of
Had
other
he
people.
truly
I am my own
spent his
echidna.
entire life utterly blind to the world?
No, that wouldn't be
Here was the
possible.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided
sneaking
that
around
this
this place is
machinery would never
very,
again exert its
concerning.
terrible power over another human life.
What is this button up here?
For he would dismantle the
Has the number
controls
4 on it.
once and for all.
Let's see. Number 4. It didn't seem to do anything. So that's pretty cool looking right down there. This area is a little bit creepy though, not gonna lie. But also kind of cool at the same time. I like the red. Red's good. I like red. Then again, I'm kind of biased. Mind controls idle, awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
What do I put? Do I say off or on? Well, the mind controls are probably a bad thing, so off, but at the same time, what happens if I press on? I feel like I'm being given a decision, but I don't know what the right choice is. You know what? We're following what the narrator says, so we'll turn it off. What's going on? Where am I?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Wow.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
Am I gonna
even
get out?
as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Yeah,
How
where did
had
they
he
go?
been freed from the machine's grasp?
How did
What
that
other
happen?
mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal
think everybody
had not
wants
been
to be happy.
understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yeah, this place looks kind of pretty. But do I want to leave? I guess there's nowhere else to go. Well,
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
well guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like. Hey everybody, it's me Knuckles, and I'm playing the Stanley Parable. Huh. Weird, it feels like I've done this before. Well, anyways.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, I'm playing this because Shadow played it before, and he didn't really follow the orders of the guy, you know, the person orchestrating all this, the narrator. But, what was I gonna do again? Huh. I'll try and figure it out, I guess.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, it's in the right door. Huh. I'll try the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Well, the employee lounge, you say?
Yes, truly a
We can get
room
cold
worth
drinks.
admiring. It had really been worth the detour
can I get
after
them?
all, just to
I
spend a
don't
few
have money.
moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
And I'm guessing this thing
Stanley
doesn't take
simply stood
rings.
here, drinking it all in.
Yeah, that's definitely not a rings input. I don't know if I could pay for
But
anything with
eager to
rings.
get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
On the left, you say. What if I don't want to go that way? And that looks like a dark, scary hallway, and this looks like a normal area. So I'm gonna go this way. Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. I'm not lying. I'm Knuckles.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That's a steep drop. And I can glide, but I don't know about the Stanley guy.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Oh, you're
I
not?
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Has it?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let
I go
her
here?
back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's been waiting? I mean, last time I checked, I live on an island alone. Who would wait for me? Oh. It's a phone.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another,
Why is the
then pick
light
up the
spinning like
phone.
that? Alright. Do it.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What the?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Well,
Who'd want to
no.
commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
What if I don't want it? What if I go over it?
Sorry,
Oh.
but you're in my story now.
Uh-oh.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Wait, what?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told
Where did the
to
furniture
do.
go?
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
What do you mean? I haven't chosen this.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to
No, my TV.
fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
No, that
thought
can't be real.
Excited him terribly.
What? Spend time with the boys.
So he went further.
What?
He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
I have to prepare dinner.
As he wandered
No,
through this
my
fantasy
dinner.
world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that
You're not gonna
weaved
leave me,
in many
right?
directions.
Random mannequin
And
lady.
down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
But that's what I'm doing. Just press 6 to tell your kids a story. I don't have kids.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
You gonna tell your wife you love her? Are you my wife? In this fake scenario?
But there is no answer. How
Nope,
could
she's
there
desk.
possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets
18
which life
days.
is the real one.
Press P to go to sleep. No, not the bed.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Press I had to be at work in the morning. You know what? I'm not gonna. Dang it, I don't think I can do anything else.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press 5 to question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
Hey, everybody, it's me, Knuckles. What am I doing here? What's going
all
on?
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Where's the Master Emerald?
Stanley
Where am I?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is this a game? Am I playing a game? Where am I going?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This
No,
was
I'm not
not
doing
the
it
correct
again. No.
way to the
No,
meeting
I'm not
room,
doing it.
and
Not doing
Stanley
it.
knew
Nope.
perfectly
Nope,
well.
nope, 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 nope.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, you're not doing what you say.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
I'm not neglecting
Someone
anybody.
you've
I'm
forgotten about.
I don't neglect
Stop
anyone.
trying
I'm
to
Knuckles.
make every decision
Let
by
alone.
yourself. Now,
I'm not Stanley.
asking for me. I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
I don't have to redeem anything. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna change my fate.
Life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out. Oh, no, you can't. Did
No.
you just unplug the phone?
Yeah.
Now, that
Yeah, I
wasn't
did.
supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me
Yeah,
double
that's
check.
right, I did. What are you gonna do about it, huh?
No, it's definitely...
Knock, knock,
here.
it's Knuckles, and
Thursday.
I'm not gonna
Stanley
chuckle at
picks
you
up the
anymore.
phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white,
That is not what happened.
Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second.
Because I'm not a Stanley,
just
whatever
see-
the heck that means.
No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real
Yeah,
person.
yeah, exactly.
I can't believe I was so mistaken.
Are you gonna
This
let me
is
out of
why
here?
You've been able to make correct and incorrect choices, and to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you've made any more
I'll run
wrong
around as much
choices,
as I
you
need
might
to
have
get out of
negated
here.
it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful
I know plenty about
instructional
decision
video.
making. Don't.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Oh, why is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack? What does that mean?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
What the?
Welcome
Whoa.
back.
Whoa,
You may have
whoa,
noticed
whoa,
that
whoa,
this room
whoa.
has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Where are we going? It's back the way we came. What are we gonna do?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Probably
We just need to
be
get
bad,
you home as
yeah.
soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
And dealing with reality is something I do often, so it just, yeah, this place doesn't seem like it. So where are we gonna go to help deal with reality? Whatever this reality is. We're in the
Almost
break room
there.
again.
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I get a strange feeling that's not how this is gonna happen.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The door on my left? Okay. Do I have to follow this to get out of here?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
doesn't feel
walked
right.
upstairs
I've done this
to
before.
his boss's office.
Why have I done this before? Wait, what? It's different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a
What
voice
are you doing to
receiver
that panda?
next to
No!
it. Surely behind this
Don't-
door lay
what?
all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Did I do it? Can I go?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
I said
He
it.
spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I tried. It didn't work. Am I stuck in here?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I can't do it. Well, let me.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one
I am
single
trying.
thing for your respect. The kind of respect
I am
Stanley
giving you all the
shows for
respect
his
I can,
choices.
but it is hard
He
when I
knows
cannot
what it
speak in the
means to
game
take a
and
story seriously.
speak in real life.
If
It's
you
very
didn't want
different.
to see what
It's
I
very
had to
difficult.
show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
I try
Why
to
did you come this
go
way?
in the right,
Speak.
but then
Say
other
something to
things
me.
happen,
Explain
and
yourself, you coward. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead
Where
and
am
you'll
I?
be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll go on the right then.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Because if I didn't, then it was going to be even worse. Is it okay on this side now? Can I go?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
I don't know. That's your choice, man.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Where am I? What is this?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so
What the heck
clever.
is going on?
Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
I wanted to
impress
get
upon
out of
you
here
how
and you didn't let
important
me.
It was to be like Stanley. He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
No, I'm an echidna.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
I have seen it, and
would have
it
been
was
so
okay.
perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. When Stanley came
What
to
the-
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What is going on here? Is that Stanley? Is that what I was doing?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
I did.
Is everything
I beat it.
all right?
Finally.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It
Well,
can't exist without you. Do you understand
Thanks,
me?
everybody, for watching, I guess.
It's just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do.
I'm gonna
I simply need you to take
end this
that
off
step
here.
forward, please.
Be sure to
Choose.
like, comment, and
Do
subscribe.
something.
Follow Twitter and whatnot, and
This is more important
Yeah,
than you know. I
and
need
yeah,
this.
check out the Discord
The
for
story needs
whenever
it.
I upload, because I'll
So,
be sure to post on there.
you
So
hear me?
yeah,
Are you there?
thanks for
Are you
watching,
listening
and
to this, Stanley?
hopefully we don't have to do this again.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.